that we need to take care of. The first term is illness. When I talk about illness, it is somewhat a subjective perception of being unwell, or more of an wherein I know that there is an objectifiable disease and there is a cause for it. When I talk about disease per se, I know that there is some abnormality, some problems in the function or the body, and I know the particular cause for it. In illness, I don't have a particular cause to that disease. It is objectifiable. I can understand that there is a problem, there is issue with my psychological well-being, but there can be n number of reasons that can trigger it. Also, disease can get stable with time, but when I talk about illness, it is comparatively it can go in terms of being episodic and being and fluctuating. So the sick role here is very important, because sometimes this sick role act as a defense for the body, giving the body the secondary gain that the person or the ill person wants. So it is a sociological construct referring to a role granted to an individual by the society with accompanying privileges and obligations. Okay, so again, when I talk about conceptualization of somatoform disorder, it can be conceptualized as a process of responding to stress. So I had stress, I wasn't I couldn't control it, I couldn't go handle that stress in my body. That led to that led to my physical symptoms converting into that led to my psychological symptoms converting into physical symptoms. Okay, so this consists of three elements. Whosoever has somatoform issues, have somatoform disorder, there are three elements that you will always find as an underlying symptom: hypervigilance to the body sensations, or the weakest part of the body. Then it is selecting out some sensations and only focusing on them. So if you have pain disorder, there is a diagnosis called as pelvic pain disorder. The person will only and only focus on his pelvis. So here the body might be having a lot of pain. There can be chances that the person has, the person feels that he's in pain, he's not comfortable. In that particular case, what happens is that only one particular aspect, that is one particular aspect, that is the aspect of the person, the person being connected with the weaker section of the body of the person gets affected, and the focus of the person shifts from the overall body to that particular section of the body. So then what happens is the person starts focusing more. That leads to intensification of that particular cognition related to that particular area. So for example, if I have pelvic pain disorder, that area of my body will pain a lot, and even after having pain in my back or neck, I would be hypervigilant. I would focus more on the pelvic area, and I would try and intensify those cognitions more. Any confusions, there is a psychological stress, and that stress somewhere activates my adrenocorticotrophin axis, and it activates glucocorticoid in my body. So this leads to my immune system stimulation, giving a buzz to the hyperglacia circuit that is somewhere involved in my feelings and behavioral illness. So this is a part of ventrotegmental area of the brain. So there is a psychological stress, and when there is a lot of stress, it somewhere activates my central nervous system and my autonomic nervous system, giving rise to my body secreting adrenocorticotrophin hormone, that is ACTH, and glucocorticoids, that is GTCH. So glucocorticoids, when these glucocorticoids, there is an excessive release in the body, there is excessive cortisol release in the body, there is excess adrenocorticotrophin release in the body, it leads to your immune system stimulation, because all of these three after some point of time starts damaging and somewhere hitting on your T cells and the B cells. That leads to your immune system stimulation, leading to activating your analgesia, hypoglacia circuitry. What's wrong with my iPad today?